episode 2 of the Reknit podcast. I'm Roz.
I'm Emily.
And this is a spinning, knitting and crocheting podcast from the southwest of England. This is the day after the election.
Yeah, let's not talk about that. But we got a lot of knitting and spinning done because of the election.
I'm just saying.
So that's positive.
I went to bed at 5:30 this morning. 5:30 this morning. So I've not had that much sleep.
No.
So if I look very exhausted, it's all Teresa's
Blame
fault.
the government. You can find us on various social media. I'm on most things, including Instagram and Ravelry as Elfie McDork.
I'm Rosaroo on Ravelry and Rosarooney on Instagram and Twitter.
Yep.
And Em's going to write them down here.
I will. Everything that we talk about today will be linked in the description, and I'll put up lots of information on screen about the things that we're using and the patterns that we're using, as long as I remember to do them all. Okay. So, we'll see if that happens.
Yeah. Em's in charge of writing the stuff on here, and I'm in charge of writing the show notes.
The blurb in the description.
So if,
Now you know who to blame.
Yes.
If something goes wrong.
You can blame the correct one of us for our mistakes.
So we've got a few bits and pieces to share this week.
Yes.
In our second podcast. I think knowing that we're going to have to show things has been a really good motivator for both of us to actually get stuff done.
Yes.
So that we have stuff to show. Otherwise, we'll feel a bit ashamed if we don't have anything to show over next week. So, and we'll kick right into it then, shall we?
Yes.
With works in progress. Are you going to go first or shall I?
Okay, I'll go first.
All right.
This is my work in progress. This is basically it for stuff I am still working on this week. It's a crochet square. When it's finished, it'll look like this. It's very similar to the other crochet squares that I showed you last week. It's the seamless solid granny square pattern. I have, I think, about 50 of them. I've crocheted from
it's like the princess and the pea. You need like a little person asleep on the top.
I crocheted one of these to test the pattern for the crochet pattern designer on Ravelry, and then I got kind of into it, and so I had sort of this many up to the
green bit at the top.
Before Stash Dash started, and now I'm like, if I finish all these, I can. Ooh, there's just squares everywhere. I can count lots of things for Stash Dash. So yeah,
yes.
I think maybe crochet slightly faster than knitting. I'm not that. It's quite easy crochet, so I'm not that proficient at the crochet. Hopefully, it will get me lots of. This is Stylecraft Special DK in the turquoise colourway. This is my 4mm crochet hook from Clover, and it's my lovely penguin bag.
Yes,
with baby penguins, which are called chicks. Thank you, Mother.
we were instructed as to the correct terminology.
Yes,
so that's good.
Penguinlets or baby penguins.
I still say they should be penguinlets.
Okay, well you can take that up as well. Okay. And that's me done for stuff I'm actively working on.
Okie dokie. Well, I have 2 new works in progress. First, the thing that I'm knitting at the moment, which you may remember I showed last week, the beautiful pink rainbow skein from Colorbun's yarn. It has now been caked, and it looks a bit like this, which is so cool and pretty.
It looks pretty much exactly like that.
Yeah.
Apart from the bit there.
Yeah,
it's like blowing.
So it looks lovely and cakey. And it's now in the process of becoming a shawl, which will actually be... That's the top there. Hang on, I'm halfway through a row, so that wasn't really the best time to show it. But if you hold that corner up, and I hold this corner up, and that's like...
That's the top edge.
That's the top edge,
That's the top edge.
So you keep knitting it from this end, and it turns into just a big triangle.
Yeah.
And it is the Flippy Floppy Fun shawl.
That is a good name.
Best name ever. That's quite a new pattern on Ravelry. It only went up about a week ago, and it's from Bumblebee Acres, and it's a free pattern, and the shawl looks fantastic, and it's really easy because it's just some garter stitch rows followed by some simple lace rows followed by some garter stitch rows, and you just keep increasing across the top. You do the increases across the top, and it just keeps getting wider and wider until you have a big shawl. Yeah. So that's pretty nice. And this is in one of my new acquisitions.
Oh, yes.
I have a new Amelia Joy bag. This is a bigger one than the ones that we've had before. So this is a huge one, and this was a birthday present.
Oh, it's not even a huge one. That's only like a medium-sized one.
A medium-sized one. It's bigger than the one that we already
they get
had.
bigger.
And it has donuts and things on it. And this was a birthday present from Roz because it was my birthday yesterday.
Yeah, as well as the election. Everything happened yesterday.
So this is a slightly bigger one. That's the regular size one, and then this is the slightly bigger one. So you can see the size comparison. And there's still a lovely drawstring on the top and a lovely pocket inside, which is even bigger. You can see my little purse inside with all my notions. And what I forgot to mention is when you buy a bag from Amelia Joy, she not only gives you a little discount code on the back of her card, but she also gives you a teeny tiny stitch marker every time.
Which is this time is a tiny
key. This time is a tiny key.
Which is the same as the one I got for free with my penguin bag.
So that's her information. You get a cute little teeny tiny stitch marker.
Yes, and a teeny tiny safety pin.
And she also gives you a code so you can get some money off.
I forgot to use that code.
Did you?
Yeah.
Oh dear. You have to pay full price for my birthday present.
Yeah.
I'm knitting, this is knit on 5mm needles. I'm doing these on interchangeables with a big long cable. I think it's lots of meters. I don't know how many it is. It's quite long.
Maybe, I don't know.
It's that long.
It's longer than an iPad screen.
I'm knitting it on, the 5mm interchangeables. These are the Knit Pro Symphony ones. So they're wooden needles.
I don't think they're spelt the same as like a musical.
No, it's Symphony with like an IE and stuff. So they're wooden. I've not actually used their wooden needles before on this size. The only one time I've used it is for the 2.5mm sock needles that I knit my socks on. But they're quite good, actually. I like them. Actually, they're quite good. And I like them. So, and this is knitting up dead fast because I started this yesterday evening. Yes. Having started one pattern and then stopped because I didn't like it as much. Yeah. This was yesterday evening to now, which is like the afternoon the next day. So it's less than 24 hours worth of knitting.
And I feel like you were sort of like here last night. So you did a lot yesterday.
Yeah. Yeah, I was just at the bottom of this lot of lace last night.
You were doing some lace.
So that's the first work in progress, and I have one more. It's all for Stash Dash. So because it's Stash Dash, by the way, I've not looked at any of how much yarn I've done at all. I have no idea, so I'm going to have to, I'm being really bad, I'm going to have to do that this week so I can actually give you like some meterage and how much I've actually done, because I haven't got a clue. Yeah. So this, I've managed to not bring the little card with me with the name on, but this is Somerset Yarns, and I showed you their card last week. But this is some stuff that I bought a little while ago. This is sock yarn, and it's, I think, if I remember correctly, it's 70 merino, 20 nylon and 10 stellina, I think. But I will check. And this is
10 stellina sounds a lot.
It might be 5 stellina. I can't remember. But this is Gingerbread Man, and you can see it's kind of like an orangey, gingerbready type colour, and it's got sparkle in it because there's stellina in it. I started knitting a pair of socks on this months ago, possibly before Christmas even.
No, it was this year.
It was it?
Yeah, I'm sure it was this year.
And I was doing them on 2.5s, and they came up very loose, and I didn't really like them. So I decided I was going to do some on a 2mm needle instead, because I think this sort of merino stuff works better for me on 2mm. So I haven't cast very much on. I've only got that. I've only got a little cuff, a tiny cuff, but it's going to be a Hermione's Everyday Sock because I've not done one of those yet. So I'm only on the cuff part. This is another stitch marker from Amelia Joy, by the way. It's a little birdie.
Oh.
Is it? Or was that not? No, I think that came from Wish Knits, actually. I think the other one I've got is from Amelia Joy. This is from Wish Knits, which I'll come to later. So yeah, I've only got a cuff. But that means at least I've got one sock and the shawl on the go, as well as some other things. But I haven't done any work on any other projects this week. Those are the only two. Apart from my finished objects.
Yes, you finished things. So
I did.
They count.
Those are the only two.
Yeah.
That I've done. So I'm now going to pick my shawl back up again.
Okay.
Right. Yeah. So
finished objects.
that's it. Finished objects.
Yes.
Finished objects.
I finished so many objects.
Yes, you have many objects.
Well, I'll start with these, and then you can have them back, and then your feet won't be so cold.
Okay, thank you so much.
That's a slight clue of what it is. It's more of the slippers.
Slippers.
These are
pink bits on the end.
yeah. It's because I ran out of wool. Well,
No, it's because you decided to make an excellent design feature.
I think they look a little bit like.
Are you being obscene with my slippers? Your mother's going to watch this, can I just remind you?
I think my mother knows I have boobs. I think I believe my mother has boobs. Seeing as she breastfed me as a child. You hope she has some. Anyway, these are another pair of.
I'm not cutting any of that out, just so you're aware.
Okay, sorry, mummy. These are another pair of Aunt Maggie's slippers. Well, they're based on Aunt Maggie's slippers. They're slightly adapted because I knit them on 10mm needle again. Because massive yarn.
Yeah.
This was my attempt. Well, it wasn't an attempt at long draw. It was actual long draw. I long drawed these.
Long drew?
Yeah, I don't know how you say that. I spun it long draw.
Using a long draw technique.
Yeah, it's using a long draw technique. I spun the yarn for these slippers, and I tried to felt this bit here. I tried to felt it with some other yarns, one of which did actually felt, but this didn't. So I was going to make felted slippers, but it wouldn't felt, so that plan went completely wrong. But in trying to felt them, I kind of got the dye off the other yarn onto this yarn. So I ended up with like a pink square that I had to rip back to get enough yardage for you to have warm toes.
I didn't want toeless slippers.
Yeah.
They were a birthday present.
Yes, they were a little birthday present for you. So yeah, those are 121 metres and 13 centimetres. I'm counting the centimetres. There you go, you can have those back.
Thank you very much.
If you would like, toesies. Cozy toesies.
Thank you.
What else have I got? Oh, another foot-based project. My socks.
The rainbow socks. That's so beautiful.
How come I like to put these up without obscuring either of them?
No, I'll hold on for you.
Okay.
And then you can.
So these are West Yorkshire spinners. Can you see that Aire Valley DK in the Rum Paradise colourway?
Yep.
And these are knit. These are double knit, so they're knit on 3mm circular needles. They're again ribbed in the cuff and on the top of the foot. And yeah, they used almost a whole ball of double knit. Which, considering you only get 200 and I think it's 230 metres
With the rainbows, people of all.
I was going to say, yeah, you get a decent length of sock cuff for only 100 grams. I've knit double knit thickness socks before, and although they got longer cuffs, they were 150 grams. So I thought I'm quite impressed with how much sock cuff I got from them. Those are 220 metres and 80 centimetres. All stash down.
Around.
Oh yeah, they match on the toes this time.
Oh yeah, you got them to match.
Yeah. Unlike last week with my variable tension on the toes. So yeah, that's second finished object. I finished so many things this week. I finished so many things. Oh, there they are. Lost one of them in the pile of finished things. These are my podster gloves.
The podster gloves.
Small pod. This is the third time I've knit this pattern. Nope, I've got a pair and everything because I've got two hands. I knit two gloves. I've knit them for you, for me, and for my mother.
Aww, like a matching glove crew.
Yes. So these are lovely. They're very warm.
You're on overboard.
You're attacking me in the balls.
Yes.
With balls. These are old Maiden Aunt Alpaca 4-ply, which is quite a chunky sock weight. Not actually chunky, but thicker than usual sock weight. And they're in the colourway Jaded. And I think they're going to be really warm because they're half alpaca. So, just what you need for June.
Yes. But just think, you'll have cosy socks and cosy gloves all ready for winter when it gets cold.
And these are 241 metres and 60 centimetres, which brings my current stash total to, because I do the maths.
Yeah, I have no clue.
1,737 metres and 55 centimetres. So yeah, I've posted my finish. I've posted in the thread for Stash Dash in the actual 15k thing. So I have to do 15 kilometres of knitting now.
You've put yourself down for a 15k.
Yes. a knitting and spinning kind, not the running kind.
Yeah.
Because I'm not that crazy.
No.
Well, I mean, there are people who do run, and that's fine, but at the moment, I'm not one of them.
Is that all your finished objects?
Is that all? That's loads of things.
Did you say what your total yardage was?
Yes.
Meterage was? Did I miss that?
Yeah.
So how much are you up to? 17. 1737.
Yeah.
0.55.
So I'm over 10% of the way there.
You are, that's true.
And I have, well, actually, I've got a tiny bit more, but I haven't actually done the maths on that yet.
No. Well, I haven't done... The only thing I've worked out were the yarn shop day socks that I showed last week. So yeah. I've got another finished object, in fact, that I need to show. Which will go into Stash Dash when I've worked out how much it is.
Yes.
Right, so last week I showed my work in progress, which was my cabled Zora socks being knit in Parker and Penelope. And they're finished. And they're lovely and gorgeous. Did I show them last week?
You must have done, because you were...
Was I working on them?
You were knitting them, yes.
I was. Okay, that's fine. I got confused. Right.
I'm 99% sure
You're probably right. So these are the Zora socks found on Ravelry, and they are kind of large on the sock blocker because I've been wearing them, and so they're a bit like Flippy Floppy. But these are knit from Wish Knits Parker and Penelope, which is fantastic, a fantastic colour. I absolutely love it, with the like little streaks of purple and pink and the grey. And it has a cable pattern that goes down all the way down the front of the toe, and then the cable back pattern on the back that goes down to the heel. If you do, I did a different heel. I did a slip stitch heel on mine. The pattern actually calls for you to continue the rib all the way down to the back of the heel, but I didn't do that because I put a different colour heel in. And a contrast toe. These are Candy Floss from West Yorkshire Spinners, their signature 4-ply. And yeah, I'm dead chuffed with them. They're absolutely lovely and they're really comfy, and the yarn is just beautiful. So yeah, I'm really chuffed with them. First pair of cabled socks that I've done as well. I've done cabled hats. I mean, it's only a very simple twirly whirly cable, but yeah, no, I'm chuffed with them, and they look nice and they're very comfy, and I'm wearing them all the time, which is why they're a bit flippy floppy, because this is having been worn quite a lot, so they're a bit.
They're staying up on your legs though, just not on the sock block.
Yeah. No, so they're.
It's better that way around than the other way around. They fit beautifully on the sock block, but they don't fit a keyboard.
But I like them because I wear boots quite a lot of the time, and these sort of pack out the top quite nicely and make them look nice, and they're nice and snuggly, and they look fancy. So I'm dead chuffed with that. I will add it to my Stash Dash total when I know how much it is, but I'm going to have to
do some maths, and you have to do
some maths, and I'm going to have to add the stuff that I did for my finished objects last week, because they are not here, they're at home.
Yeah, they were at mine by the way this week. That's why this bit looks different.
Yeah, they're at home, and I need to weigh them and work out my meterage and add it all up and make a post, because I've not done any of that yet. So I couldn't tell you what my current level is on Stash Dash, because I don't have a clue. But I will get it done by next week. So next podcast, I will have, I will have updates on how much stash I have dashed successfully.
Well, hold her down and force her to do maths.
Well, yeah.
That's how that's conducive to maths doing, isn't it?
Sure.
It's really helpful.
But that is my only finished object for this week. But that's fine, because it's a really nice finished object, and I'm dead chuffed that I got it finished, and I'm going to wear them all the time. So I'm a happy sock wearing lady.
Yeah. Good.
Excellent. Right, so stash enhancements?
Yes.
Stash enhancements. Do you have stash enhancements?
No, I've unenhanced my stash.
You've unenhanced your stash by having stash that you've knit?
No.
Or you've manoeuvred your stash onto me?
Yes.
In form of a birthday gift.
I've enhanced Emily's stash.
You've enhanced my stash by decreasing yours.
Yes.
This was another birthday gift. In fact, I think I've shown you the birthday gifts that I got from you. Slippers, the bag, and this little number.
Yeah.
which is lovely. So this is 100% merino wool, and it's ever so soft and pretty. And it's a 50-gram skein, super fine fingering from Louet?
I'm not sure.
But it's a beautiful teal colour. And so it might do some heels and toes. It might go in a shawl. There's a little flash of colour.
Oh, I see.
If that's how I feel.
Yeah.
So we shall see, but it's beautiful and gorgeous. And I haven't bought any yarn myself this week yet. the week is young, and who knows? But no, this was the only. In fact, that means we've been quite good, really.
Yeah.
Not only there's not actually been any yarn purchasing that's happened. It's been like transference of stash in a birthday fashion.
That's how much stash I have. I have like
the best kind of stash.
And I have one of those as well, so we can have like
so we can have matching feet, or matching something.
Yeah.
Is that our only stash enhancements? We are terrible knitters. We should be buying more. No, you shouldn't be buying more at all, unless you're going to build a house out of your yarn.
I don't know that yarn is. Well, I suppose if you like felted the whole lot, it would be.
You can build yourself a felty house.
I think it would be very floppy. It would be like the Flippy Floppy shawl, the Flippy Floppy house.
Flippy Floppy house. Right. On that note, do you want to talk about some spinning?
Spinning, yes. That is the other thing I've been doing. The other thing I'm currently working on is spinning. I've got 2 bobbins now of my Ryeland. See, 2. This is the one I did this week.
That was the stuff from Hailey Farm, wasn't it?
Yes, this is the stuff we bought at the Cirencester Fleece Fair. I'm still working on my new finished yours.
Yes.
Because you're now no longer with wheel.
No.
So I finished that. That's from these people here. I'm not loving it. I don't know whether it's the breed or the way. I don't think it's the way it's been processed, because for the last like half of that bobbin, I've pre-drafted the whole bit, I don't know what the term is, of roving that I'm using. I'm still not loving it. I think maybe because it's a sort of, Ryeland is a sort of downy breed and it's got quite a short staple, it's just not my cup of tea. So I've not done a lot of spinning. I've done like half a bobbin's worth of spinning on that. And then in the early hours of this morning, I've also done some more spinning. Look, I got a finished skein.
Yeah.
This is more my sort of, because it's, the thing about the Ryeland is it's not like very processed. There's still quite a lot of vegetable matter in there. And that's nice, like, because it feels quite sort of natural and rustic and stuff. But look, even just picking that stuff up, I've got stuff all over my trousers.
Yes.
I don't know what it is. I would maybe try spinning Ryeland again from top or from fleece that I'd carded myself. I don't know. I don't know. I'm not enough of an expert on spinning and sheep to know what it is that I'm specifically not liking. I'm just knowing that I'm not massively enjoying it. So I'll spin the other bobbin and then it will be done and I can spin fun things. But look at this, this is so sparkly.
That's lovely. What is that?
This is from a set of rolags or brunies. I'm not quite sure what the technical difference is. I think this was probably made on a drum card given the width of it, and that it's from Alterknit Universe in Cleve and it was made by Kim. So given that she had to make it by hand, I imagine she did it on a drum card rather than hand cards. Because, otherwise it'd have been about £3,000. And I don't think it was that much. But these are some blended rolag pony things. They are bamboo, 20%, 25% nylon, 50% Shetland, and 5% Welsh. I don't know, Welsh is perhaps a breed of sheep. Maybe it's a Welsh mule, I don't know. So that's like half wool, well, just over half wool, just over half not wool, so it's not very elasticy. And I was trying to long draw this one, and so I've got like a little bit of red compared to the length of the other things. Because I ended up failing at the long draw and throwing away most of the red.
No.
And then just sort of spinning it short.
It's very nice. It's got a bit of a like, almost like a sparkle in it.
Yeah, I think either the bamboo or the nylon has got a bit of a...
Yeah, you can see it's got a
something.
bit of a shimmer in it.
Yeah, which is lovely. So I'm going to spin the other 3 and then 3 plied, and this has been chain plied. So I have some. This I think is about 30 or 40 metres. So for Stash Dash, I'll be able to count like about 100 metres when I've worked out the actual length of it.
Mm-hmm.
But it's just so nice to spin something I was actually enjoying. It's lovely and it's all rainbow and
It's very pretty. What will you use it for, do you think?
I think I will put it with maybe like a plain or something, and knit like a shawl with some like rainbow stripes.
We can have matching rainbow shawls.
Well, no,
Not matching.
no, they're not that.
But like rainbowy.
With less pink in mine.
There's pink in yours. Yeah.
I'm not a massive fan of the pink.
Yeah. I mean, that's your loss, really. So.
Is it? Yes. Okay. Well, and I think that is it for this week, isn't it?
Cool. Yes, we
Are we
didn't have
done?
a huge amount that we needed to share because, yeah. Well, although we've been pretty busy on the old Stash Dash.
Yeah,
So,
I've got.
yeah. And next week I will have all my meterages, so I can tell you how much of Stash Dash I've actually done. Because
Yeah.
I currently don't have a clue.
It's more than 200 metres. We know that.
Yes, it is more than 200 metres, so that's
I reckon about a kilometre.
a start. Yeah,
Around
probably.
about there. Yeah.
Probably. Lovely. I'm thinking maybe next week we could do like a little extra section at the end. Maybe some stuff like, here is some stuff we've knitted in the past that we
Yes.
particularly like, or
But we weren't organised enough.
here
this
is
week.
some stuff that I've spun in the past that I really like. You know, that kind of thing.
Through my box of hand.
Yeah, we can both have a look through our collections of finished objects that we've done and show a few of them. I really want to show my Doctor Who scarf.
Oh, is that what it's
I'm going to have to repair it first though because it's slightly falling apart.
Yeah, you
so
can't
I'll
show a
repair
whole
it and then I want to show off my Doctor Who scarf because it is big.
This is going to be motivation for you to like mend your Doctor Who stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
This is what this podcast is for.
Lovely.
Motivation.
Thank you ever so much for watching.
Yes.
We appreciate it greatly. Please subscribe and leave a comment and leave a like if the desire takes you. We will be back next week.
Probably.
Yes. With more
We'll be back at some point.
Yeah. With
subscribe and you'll get the video as soon as it's
more finished objects,
Yeah.
hopefully. Maybe, a bit of slash enhancement.
Yeah.
Keep it moderate.
Yes.
And lots more Stash Dash.
I want to say that sheep back there is a sheep that I own the fleece of. His name is Wooly. That's why he's up there. And I'm currently washing the last bits of his fleece. And so...
Do you know what we should do?
Yeah.
We should do like a process of how it gets from fleece to yarn, and you can show different things. Like this is fleece when it's washed, this is fleece when it's carded, this is fleece when it's spun. We could do like a process thing.
I don't know if I'll have spun enough with it.
No, but not like the actual fleece, but like
Oh.
any fleece.
Okay.
Just be like, we could show like, this is what the fleece is like when you get it, this is what it's like after you've washed it, this is what it's like after you've carded it. We could do like a bit by bit.
Well, I'm hiring the Guild drum carder tomorrow, so I will have many
That would be
bags.
good.
many bags.
That will be exciting.
From my
So
fleece.
hopefully next week there'll be even more
So
exciting
much
content.
spinning content. So much spinning content.
Fantastic. In the meantime, thank you so much for watching. Please like and subscribe, and we will see you next week, hopefully.
Bye.